You're live, Mr. Chairman.
We'd like to call this Greenville County Council Committee of the Whole meeting to order, and we'll start with the invocation, and I will ask if Councilor Mitchell will fill in for Dr. Fant, if he doesn't mind.
Everybody bow your heads, please. Holy Father, we come to you today with thanksgiving because we had a Labor Day weekend, time for us to spend with our families, and it was great for me. I hope it was great for everyone else. Today, we are here to begin our new round of processes and procedures to help the county move forward in some kind of organized way, and we look to you for guidance to do our work throughout the rest of the year. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Next on the agenda, we have the approval of minutes.
Move approval of the minutes from our August 19th meeting.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Let's have it. Next, we'll move to our presentation. We have the Daughters of the Revolution Memorial Wall presentation. And I know that we have Miss Tracy Andrew, and I don't know if anybody else is coming up with you. If they are, I'll let you introduce them, but welcome and look forward to hearing your presentation.
Thank you. I'm Tracy Andrew. I'm the two...
Yeah, please pull it.
Oh, pull it. Pull it, okay. I'm Tracy Andrew. I'm the 250 Committee Chair for our Daughters of the American Revolution chapter. I'm here with Mulata Mule. She's our regent, which is like our president of our chapter. And I think you all have a presentation before you. I'm just going to talk through that. We're talking about adding the Revolutionary War veterans who settled, lived, and are buried in Greenville County, their names to the Veterans Memorial that is in front of this building. Going to the next chart. This just shows a picture of the memorial and where we propose to put the names. So it's on the far left large tablet on the left side of that. I also show a little obelisk that's outlined in green. Actually, we requested funding for that. I'll get to that grant later, but that was not approved. And also the county administrator was uncertain if there was room for that. I'm just showing that so that y'all know what we had originally intended. On the next chart, it shows a close-up of that area. So that shows the one large granite slab where we hope to do the engraving. That's looking west, and where the obelisk was intended to be. And then the other picture on the right shows where that is looking east. So it's right next to where all the construction is going on currently. The next chart says, so how did we come up with this idea? In 2022, this council actually created the Greenville County 250 Committee. It's led by the Upcountry History Museum, the Children's Museum, and the Mayor of Travelers Rest. In 2023, the Upcountry History Museum published a document that included events, places, and people in Greenville County that were related to the Revolutionary War. I've got the link to that document. That was created by Mallory Tutterow, who works there. I just wanted to give her credit for doing that work. She identified 63 graves of Revolutionary War veterans with known grave locations. And that's kind of important, the known part. I'll talk about that later. In 2025, our chapter started gathering support to engrave the names on the Greenville County Memorial. And we received letters of support from Diane Culbertson, who is the State 250 Commissioner, the Greenville County 250 Committee, that's the three organizations I talked about at the beginning, the Greenville County Historic Preservation Committee, Alan Dabney, the Veterans Affairs Office, and Durant Ashmore, who's a local historian and battlefield preservationist. So in May, we started working with Alan we met Alan actually out at the memorial and talked about how we would go about it, putting exactly what I showed on the prior two charts. And we started trying to gather support amongst the council members, primarily Alan talking to y'all and Mr. Tripp talking to a few people. On the next chart, it shows the grant which we applied for. So the South Carolina 250 Commission has different levels of grants, and we applied for what's called a competitive monthly grant, which goes up to $15,000. We actually applied for $15,000. This was in June, and We went ahead and made the application actually on Alan's recommendation because we wanted to get in the 2025 funding cycle, and we wanted to try to finish the engraving by July 4th of next year. We were recently awarded $7,500. They did not fund the obelisk. That's that one obelisk that I mentioned a couple times. We are putting in, our chapter is putting in a $1,000 match. So we have $8,500 total to work with towards doing the engraving, hopefully again by July the 4th. At the bottom in yellow, I have highlighted that as part of the grant, we were going to do a check of the names to ensure that all veterans possible could be included. So if we go to the next chart, on the left, I show what the engraving proposed would look like. So it will say Revolutionary War, it will say 2026, that's the year that the names were added, kind of similar to how the other names are added on the memorial. And then it shows quite a number of names. At the bottom, we have some verbiage that has to be included as part of the required by the 250. So the first thing is it says we also honor unnamed women, Native and African Americans who contributed. We have to say sponsored by the South Carolina American Revolution Sesquicentennial Commission. I think actually we can just use their emblem. We might not have to include all those words. We hope that you'll give us a little credit, our Bethlehem Butler chapter. On the right-hand side, there's an insignia. That is the DAR insignia. And on the left, it's the SAR insignia, which is the Sons of the American Revolution. And why do I include the Sons of the American Revolution? Because they actually helped me to find another list of grave sites, which I've written a little bit about in the green circled verbiage, of unknown graves that are in Greenville County. So the SAR has maintained a list for quite a while. The man who maintains it right now is Ralph Welton. He's a retired professor at Clemson. Y'all, he has 9,000 names for all of South Carolina that they have been researching and tracking these men that are in South Carolina. So of the ones that are in Greenville County that he has, we are proposing increasing from 63 to 144 veterans based on their document. So 63 are from the Upcountry History Museum document. Another 64 are DAR and SAR veterans. They're already in our system, and they have a valid military record. And then there's another 17 that they have a pension record recorded in Greenville County, but no one's ever tried to claim them as a patriot for the DAR or the SAR, but they definitely were a veteran. Then in the lower right-hand side, I just got another little sketch of that part of the monument. I've removed the obelisk. I put a little, what looks like a piece of paper, but it has a QR code on it. We're hoping you'll allow us to put a little QR code station there, and the people that would have more information, like people could scan that and they would tell them about the American Revolution, the Revolution in South Carolina, all the people that are in these different Upcountry History Museum documents and so forth. So we are increasing the number of veterans. Alan Dabney is actually working on getting a quote with some of the granite vendors to do the engraving. We may need a little more funding. I've already talked to the commission about trying to increase our grant, so we'll have to work through that after we get the quote. On the next chart, I just have for comparison, this actually just was recently unveiled on the left, the Edgefield County monument to the Revolutionary War. It was just unveiled probably a month ago, which is, I don't know, I just looked at that rather interestingly, just a different perspective. In the middle is an older monument that's in Massachusetts, so there's a flag there and a large tablet with probably has 250 names on it. So, and on the right-hand side, I just have alternate ideas. If there's some issue with engraving on the memorial as it is, what could we do? It's just a small monument with some names and maybe a QR code giving a lot more information. That's just like if there's problems, but hopefully there won't be. So I'd like to stop at this point and see if y'all have any questions for me. I have a couple more charts, but I want to take any questions about the memorial now.
Any questions for Ms. Andrews? So I guess I'll start with one. So overall, it's looking like you're probably going to need a total of a little over 10,000 to
Right, right. Hopefully, we'll have to wait till we actually get a quote. We made the estimate based on, I think, a prior evaluation of cost per name on the memorial out there was $75. That's the number I've been working with, but it could change when we get a valid quote.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This might seem obvious, but have we shared the name of the company who did the engraving for the memorial, the names that are already out there? Is that company still in business? I mean, it might seem for consistency to have the same vendor do that work.
That's what Mr. Dabney will be doing, is checking with the vendors.
And see, I don't have a listing of who that vendor was that did when we did the move and created the new wall, but I know they're out of Georgia. That's all that I know about that on those vendors. I'm talking with Upstate Grant Solutions down on 85, and Paul's a big veteran supporter and patriotic too, and we're looking at probably there'll be a discounted rate right there too. So, but any other, we had one that turned it down, another local rented, turned it down.
Yeah, just I feel like we'll want the look to be consistent with the other names there. So, but thank you for all. This is really great work. Thank you.
Thank you. If there's no more questions,
Any other questions?
the next chart, unless there's any more questions. So it's really, this is an additional thing. There are 250 anniversaries already happening, and there's one this year in Greenville County. It's like really the only battle that happened in Greenville County is the Battle of the Great Canebrake. It happened on December the 22nd of 1775. The commemoration this year is on December the 6th. It's carried out by the SAR, so I'm really here representing the SAR. It's really their commemoration, but I told them that I would try to advertise it and invite all of you to that. They hold a nice commemoration every year. It's really very thoughtful, and then they take different types of four-wheel drive vehicles down to where the battlefield site was and explain what happened. Durant Ashmore usually gives a talk. So I've got another flyer which I'll hand out about that. And then on the last page, just other things that I know about, just for your information. Of course, December 6th is what I already talked about. The Upcountry History Museum is going to have a temporary Revolutionary War exhibit. Sometime in the near future, they're going to have a permanently updated American Indian exhibit. If y'all know that at the time of the Revolution started, Greenville County was actually Indian lands, Cherokee lands. So really a lot of the story is about the Cherokee Indians. On July 4th, I'm actually not sure what all is happening on July 4th of 2026. A few other ideas that I've had. I'd like to have a talk about the Tory Richard Paris, who owned a plantation actually right on Falls Park, right where that big new lodge hotel is. And that's where he had his plantation. There's a statue of General Nathaniel Greene. It's in front of the Upcountry History Museum. I understand it used to be right in front of the old newspaper museum, Greenville News building. It would be nice if it was in a more prominent place. General Nathaniel Greene is probably the most famous general related to the war in the South. And anyways, that's just my own opinion, but y'all can think about it. Also, another little idea is there is a traveling American Indian exhibit available from the State Museum, and I saw it at Greenwood Museum last year or so. Y'all have a lovely place, a big entry to this building. Put the American, it was all like large posters, almost like framed posters. Just you could have some easels set up to display those posters. Just an idea. And then I wanted to give Loretta a minute to talk about one of her favorite topics, if you have another minute.
Absolutely.
Thank you all for having us today. I appreciate you allowing me to come and talk, Every year in December, I do a thing out at Graceland West Cemetery. It's called Wreaths Across America. We lay about 250 wreaths out there, and we do a beautiful ceremony before we do the wreath laying. I'd like to invite you all to come out there and join us. and lay those wreaths. It's really, really, really sweet and heart-rendering. And if anybody wants to buy a wreath to go on somebody's, say you have a grandpa buried in North Carolina, I can get you a wreath and you can take it up there and put on his grave. I do things like that too. So we don't just do Graceland. And I also do because I live in Honeypath, I do a cemetery down there. And when I was trying to collect money in Honeypath for the Wreaths Across America, you know what they said to me? Why are we going to give you our money to take to Greenville? We got veterans down here. And I said, holy moly, that is so true. So I said, I got to do Honeypath too. So I do 2 cemeteries. And I'd like to invite you all to come out. It's at 12 o'clock, December the 13th, Graceland West Cemetery. We'd love to have you come and join us. Any questions?
Any questions? Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Yep, and thank you, Ms. Andrew, for the presentation, all the work you put into it, and definitely let us know when you find out how much that's going to be in total, too.
We will. And thank you, Joe, I appreciate your help, getting your support on this, of getting these things moving with this. And this is a special project I'm glad to be a part of. I'm the 7th generation back to the American Revolution. My 6th great-grandfather was an Indian scout, and I'm an advisor to the Catawba Indian Nation Veteran Advisory Council, too. So it's a great project. Happy to be a part of it, and happy to bring it to you and support Tracy and the whole DAR.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you for that presentation, and with that, we will move to the next agenda item, which we'll need to go into executive session for. So, get a motion for that.
Did I read this now?
Yes.
Yes, for the receipt of legal advice where the legal advice relates to the pending, threatening, or potential claims or other matters covered by the attorney, client, privilege, settlement, or legal claims, or the position of the county and other arbitrary situations involving assertions against the county and civil action number 2021-CP-C3-05916.
All right. So all in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
We will enter executive session. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Chairman, Greenville County Committee of the Whole is now coming out of executive session, where the executive session was for the receipt of legal advice relating to a pending, threatened, or potential claim or other matters covered by the attorney-client privilege, settlement of legal claims, or the position of the county in other adversary situations involving the assertion against the county in civil action number 2021 CP 23-05916. No action was taken during the executive session.
Thank you, Mr. Attorney. So next agenda item is civil action number 2021 CP 23-05916.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I make a motion to direct the county attorney to accept the civil action number 2021 CP 23-05916 settlement as discussed in executive session.
All right, thank you. Everybody understand the motion? All in favor?
Roll call.
Roll call's been requested.
On this? They have it.
Yes, if I think that.
Tap the screen, it'll come on. Just sleep, just like.
Mr. Chairman, your vote is 10 in favor, 2 in opposition.
All right, thank you. So the motion passes. We will move on to one final motion.
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.